Hi.
Hello.
Wow, so many people on already.
Hi everyone.
Whew. What's up?
First thing I want to say is we know that comments are off. The reason that comments are off is because social media has not proven to be a constructive forum for discussion on this.
Yeah.
And we want to say first that we're gonna have an email specifically set up for people who want to talk to us about this.
Yeah. We'll come on and we can answer it ourselves. It'll probably take some time just because we really want to put effort into what we're saying. Mm-hmm. But just hear us out, we're gonna talk for this live stream, and then afterwards, if you have something that you want to say, we will we'll share this email with y'all.
Can't be done through social media.
Yeah. We also want to say that if you're here for gossip on the situation, if you're here for drama, that's not what this is about.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna tell their story because it's, there are two people involved that deserve to tell their own story. Lydia deserves to tell her own story.
Yeah.
And we are not going to do that. We're only going to talk about our own involvement right now.
So, okay, let's start. And so in case anyone is sort of confused about what's going on, basically on, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Lydia from the Regrets released a statement about one of the members of Swimmers about how they started dating when she was 16 and he was 22, and about a bunch of gnarly shit that he did to her. That shit was fucking horrible, and I'm really proud of Lydia for saying something. That shit is really brave and is not easy at all. Yeah.
So regarding our own involvement in it,
yeah.
So I know that a lot of people are confused about the timeline of things. People think that we were around when the relationship started, but just to lay out the timeline, we met Lydia and the Regrets in June 2018 when she was 17 and we were 18. So basically the timeline lines up in a way that their relationship ended actually a month later. We were not around.
Yeah, I've literally never seen them in a room together.
Yeah.
I don't think. If I, maybe at a show, but that would be, a guess.
Yeah.
Anyways. Literally never even, seen them together, so.
Yeah. We were on tour for the entire month of June, opening for the Regrets. So we learned about it halfway through that tour. And it ended a month later. So people are saying that we could have stopped it, but we literally weren't there. We were in high school. We were still living in Sacramento. We hadn't even done a United States tour before. We were still, we didn't know her.
We were also the same age as Lydia, and also completely under the same sort of
yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So this isn't something that I've brought up before because, one, I wanted to keep it a secret, and two, I don't want to talk about my own experience in order to, take away from somebody else's, but I think it's important to talk about this. Sorry. Our perspective was very skewed on this whole situation because before we met the Regrets, I was involved and eventually in a relationship with someone over
Sorry, there's a truck or something.
I was involved with and eventually in a relationship with someone over 15 years my senior. And this is very private information and upsetting information.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring that up, not to bring my own experience into it at all.
Yeah.
But we were 18 and we were not aware that this was not the norm. We didn't know that age gap relationships with older men were not the norm because I was experiencing it. You were experiencing
honestly up until 3 weeks ago, I really didn't think anything of relationships like that. I have literally been pining after a 30-year-old for the past 5 or 6 months, and going back and forth between is this okay? Is this not okay? And then this whole situation is kind of illuminated it's not okay. And it's fucked up that me and like other people around me are like condoning that kind of shit. And you know, I really appreciate like Lydia for speaking up about this, because it's really an example of like a really huge fucking problem that there is, like, sorry, I'm getting all choked up. About like this huge problem that's like in the scene. That's like in the scene and also just in the world at large. I'm not crying. I mean, I am crying, but I can't help it. But yeah, like this whole fucking thing is like such a reckoning for like what's going on in our own lives, and is really like highlighting some really shitty stuff that's happened in like both of our pasts that, you know, Lydia, I'm sure, was also under the influence of. Like, we were 18 at the same time, literally like engaging in relationships that were the same, if not worse, like, or, you know, the same. I don't want to like compare people's experiences like that, but you know, also horrible traumatic things. And that's like not an excuse. It's just like there were
I just like we wish we would have known better so bad. And it's not that we don't want to, you know, come up here and, you know, do this form of accountability with you guys, because this is so important to us. We love you. This is about making it right with all of you, you know, and standing up for what's right. And we literally did not know that this was abnormal.
Yeah.
We did not know.
Like, in talking to so many of my friends about this, like, we keep having sort of the same conversation where, like, we both talk about our experiences with older men, or, like, idolizing older men, or, like, desiring them in one way or another. Like, at work, I, like, constantly catch myself, like, looking at older customers and being like, you know, why, I wonder if they like me, like, why don't they like me? And it's like, I'm really starting to question it now, like, why am I thinking like that? And it's, like, really fucking upsetting.
And the industry as a whole is built so much around
young women,
preying on young women.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what we want to talk about, is how all of our future decisions in our personal lives in this band, as Destroy Boys, as Alexia Vi and Narse, is going to be built around avoiding and dismantling that as much as we can. Because if we had known what we know now back then, we would have handled it differently.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, like, it's just like,
and the theme of the song is like,
Probation. I want to talk about that. Probation is written about how when I was 15, I was involved with a 19-year-old, and
it's not about seeing that relationship and seeing how it's bad. It's about seeing that relationship and being like, oh, I don't want this, and then being like, oh yeah, I do want it. Like, literally, confused. The lyrics are like, I really want to hang out with you. Like, just kidding, or like, you know, whatever. Ugh.
And it's like, we, you know, were brought up in this industry and made to
like
think that it was okay.
Society.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm cussing so much.
Like, assault is like the top of the pyramid for like horrible things that can happen, and it was horrible what went on in this statement. And like, but there's this sick underbelly also that we have to take on real, like, you know, from the inside. And that's what we do to dismantle that system of power between older men, younger women, older men having control of, of, you know, people in art and
as a person, like, I kind of like, you know, like, record labels are owned by old men. Like, promoters are old men. Like, people who own venues are old men. Like, you're A, surrounded by them, and B, like, they kind of control, like, all your shit. And so
a lot of bands that take you out on tour when you're young are older men.
Yeah, and like that doesn't even mean that they're bad, but
Yeah.
it means that there's like certain power dynamics that like go into that, and especially like being the opening band, there's also a power dynamic there where like you don't get as much of a say in literally anything.
And when all this went down, we had just like dipped our toe into the music industry pretty much.
Yeah.
We had done
Yeah.
one other United States tour.
Yeah.
We had, like our touring experience was very little. We were very young. We were 19. And, you know, I know that our fan base is very young and, like, you know, we love that about you guys. But, you know, and 19 might seem old, but it's not. Like, the difference between 20 and 19, like,
It's
the
like
information
huge,
we know
you
now.
know? And that's like, it's also so upsetting because now I think back and I'm like, if any of my friends, like, told me that they were dating, like, someone under the age of 18, I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? I would be like, what are you doing? And like I think that we were so like not able to see that just as like the people who I don't know, just like also being conditioned to want older men like that, you know? Like I feel so gross like saying this, but I thought like when I eventually found out, I was like, damn, like Lydia's kind of cool for that because it's like Joey's like this cool like mysterious guy like in this band, you know? And like that is so fucked. But we like train little girls to like idolize men like that. Like you look at One Direction, you look at 5 Seconds of Summer, you look at Swimmers, you look at like, you know, like Falling in Reverse, all these fucking bands. Like we teach girls, like, you know, to idolize these people. And then like that is kind of like why any of this shit is like allowed to happen. Like there are so many adults too who were around who like didn't do anything. And it's like,
That's part of what normalized it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
like all these
How are we
fucking
supposed to do something with those adults?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's like these adults, like these people that like we're supposed to be able to trust, just telling us the wrong fucking thing. Like, I went on a date with this like 40-something-year-old woman, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of weird, but like she's okay with it. I was like 18 or 19 at the time. I was like, yeah, I guess this is weird, but like she's okay with it, so it must be fine. And then like she didn't know how old I was, and then like I eventually told her somehow, and she was like, what the fuck? Like this is no, like you're way too young. Like hell no. But it's like I wonder what would have happened if like I hadn't told her, like just my, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, I would have let it go on because I didn't fucking know better. Because you know, like older relationships are encouraged and like allowed, like especially in like the rock music scene. Like I feel like almost everyone I know like has an experience like that, and that just goes to show like how fucked up of a situation, how like
I read the comments on the probation video sometimes, and I like feel for you guys like so much. It fucking hurts my heart like how many people I read on there saying I went through the exact same fucking thing, and like that shit is not okay and it has to stop, and this is the beginning of a reckoning where it ends now. And like we want to be the examples of like how we participated in something that was not okay.
Yeah.
And we, all of our future choices, all of our future as a group and as people are going to be influenced. And like I want to talk a little bit about an action step that we're going to do. So all of the money that we made on the Swimmers tour is going to be donated to a charity called Love is Respect, which is a national charity devoted to dismantling dating abuse in young people. This is something that, you know, I don't want to say we're passionate about it, but we were part of it. We were those kids, and like I know people watching were those kids. Lydia was that kid, and like we're just here because we love music. We fucking love you guys so much. We love music, and we know that you guys feel angry and betrayed and hurt, and that's the last thing that we ever wanted.
Yeah.
But we're going to move forward as a community, and we want your help in the way, you know, this goes back to the email. We want to talk to you guys one-on-one for what we can do. We see a lot of comments about accountability.
Yeah,
we
like
hear...
like accountability. Like I've been like wondering so much because it's like, of course, I like fucking care about social justice so much and like abolition, and so it's like I don't want to just like do nothing about it, you know. But it's also not something that like you have a blueprint for.
There's no process in place.
Yeah. And so like I think the accountability will come like from our future actions, you know. Like I'm hoping that like this is like we're hoping that like this is like a step towards accountability, like this email, like donating what we made from that tour, and then also just like going forward, like, you know, accountability isn't just like a one-time thing. You don't just like slap a band-aid on it, you know, and like it's fixed. Like that's not what accountability is. Accountability is gonna like take time, and it'll really like reflect itself in our actions. And like we're so grateful to everybody who like will like stick with us on this journey, and as we like figure out, you know, what's gonna happen next with all this, definitely any ideas are super appreciated.
And we want to talk to you guys one-on-one,
Yeah.
like, but social media unfortunately has proven that it's not the place to do it. We want to get emails from you guys. We are gonna try and set up Zoom calls one-on-one with you guys, or with
Google Hangouts or
Google
something.
Hangouts.
Yeah.
I was even thinking about, you
Like
know,
a phone,
calls.
yeah.
Like we want to do what we can
Yeah.
to move forward, to dismantle this entire fucking monster that, you know, all this,
Yeah.
you know,
like there's a whole system, like there, like, you know, there's a whole host of systems that like let this happen. There's a whole group, like there's groups of people who also let it happen, and there's so many things. Yeah, there are like so many things that like went into like their situation, and also the fucking complacency that like took place. You know what I mean? And you know, like we're 20 years old, like he's 21, like we have a lot of time to like figure something out and like make it better, and like make shows safer, and like make just the industry like a better place to be.
we're gonna keep playing, hopefully through this process. We want to be there with you guys together through this. We thank everyone who watched this. We stand with all victims, all survivors. Like, we hear you. We are you. We fucking are you. Like, and we love you guys. I'm gonna type the email and pin it. But I can't. That's okay. It's in our Instagram bio. It's destroyboys2020@gmail.com. You can reach out to us there. We're going to be taking a little bit of time away from social media because a lot of people who unfortunately did not know the information have been saying some pretty intense things to us, and I understand that people are hurt.
Yeah.
But it is
like it definitely comes from a place of like being upset.
Yeah.
And like yeah,
Which
like
is so valid.
yeah.
we understand, but it's we want to do it from a constructive platform, you know. So we'll be there. We'll be reading every single one that we get. You know, we'll be responding to like, you know, as many as we can. If we get a lot, you know, we're gonna try and respond to every single one.
It'll take some time. Like if we don't respond in like 2 days, like please, like give us some time. You know, like I have a job, like we work, like
I have a job.
you know, we got, but we like are also dedicated to like actually like doing something and like, you know, like trying out stuff. Like it might not all work as much as well as like we want it to, but we're gonna like see how this goes and then like move on from there. You know, like we're trying to progress away from this. Like we're not gonna be perfect. Like chances are, like, you know, I make mistakes every single fucking day of my life. Literally every day of my life I mess something up. As much as I wish that I couldn't.
We're people. Like we're sitting here in this like
But like
humans.
But like we, you know, like this shit is going to has already like made me reckon with my own like shit.
Absolutely.
And my own relationships and like literally my own like social programming. And I'm sure it's doing the same for them too. And hopefully like we can help y'all like on that journey as well, because, you know, all of our, you know, everyone is affected by this. Like all genders, like fucking everybody is like patriarchy and sexism is like a big capitalism, like you know, like it's all like a whole, I don't know, there's so much, and we like want to figure out what we can do better. It's gonna take time, but we're doing it. Like, most of the work, y'all, like, it's gonna be done, like, behind the scenes, but you'll, like, see it eventually, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I'm just so, like, I hope that, like, this shit, like, doesn't happen to anyone else. I'm sure that it fucking will. It's, like, probably gonna happen to people I know. And that's, it's, like, and it might even happen to me. Like, hopefully not, but we'll fucking see, I guess.
That whole situation that went on, you know, was horrifying. And we want to do everything we can in the future to, you know, avoid and condemn situations like that.
Yeah.
It's very important to us.
Yeah.
For all the reasons that we laid out, and we thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
We really, really look forward.
Thank you for listening. Like, thank you for watching. Like, please, you know, email us.
Please reach
like,
out.
Let's, like, hop on the phone or something and figure something out. Like, yeah.
We need, like, your guys' help.
Yeah. This is not, like, it's a big monster to, like, take on.
We all need to work together.
Yeah, we do. And we're looking forward to that process. We're looking forward to hearing from you guys. And, you know, we love music. We love you guys so much. Like, there are no fucking words. Like, this is our lives. And we, you know, shit like this is just unacceptable. And we just have to move forward and take the entire shit down. You know, thank you for all the little hearts. It's really cute. You guys have anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. We love all of you.
Thank you so much for tuning in and, like, hearing what we have to say.
Thank you for listening.
Like, we really appreciate it, like, so much. Yeah. Please hit us up.
Yeah.
The email.
The email is in the bio. It's destroyboys2020@gmail.com. We encourage you guys to discuss this amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
With us. With people, you know, in your lives. Like, this is a big problem, and this is only the beginning of it getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
So, thank you.